Hi, welcome back to Don't Gramatize, my channel for English language learners. I'm Konrad, and this video is part 2 of my very first YouTube lesson, a lesson on object and subject questions. In part 1, we discussed questions about objects. Today's round 2 of the evergreen battle of human versus questions will have a different opponent, subject questions. But don't worry, together we shall defeat it with ease. Based on my experience, the biggest challenge when forming subject questions is not to do too much. Namely, not to inverse, not to add an auxiliary, not to return to the base verb form in present and past simple tenses. During the learning process, a lot of attention, and rightly so, is paid to how to correctly form object questions. Thanks to what we have already talked about in the first column, you are probably starting to understand why. So why? Well, this is because so much has to be done for an object question to be correct. Consequently, when faced with the task of asking for a change about the subject of a sentence, we tend to overthink the process, to overdo, which results in syntactic demogorgons and vecnas like who does play in Minecraft or what did make your cat purr, while in fact all we have to do is replace the subject, that is the person, thing, place or idea that is performing the action, with the appropriate WH pronoun. So, Konrad will help you use English better. Konrad performs the action. The action is helping. We hear the whole sentence except for the very first word, the subject. Konrad is a person, so we use who, question mark at the end, and that's it. Do nothing more. Nothing more needs to be done. Nothing more can be done. In this example, the subject is represented by a noun phrase, so the noun, and it's true, and since it describes a thing, this time we need a what? Question mark, and voila! This sentence is in the past simple tense. We again have gave, but this time, and this is very important, we do nothing to it. It remains unaltered. No did, no infinitive, no inversion. A similar thing happens in this present simple tense, however, there is one clear difference. Because while in the original positive sentence the verb is in the plural, to agree with the plural subject, here we have an S affix. Why? Well, because in present simple subject questions the verb has to be in third person singular. Remember, because this is one of those traps that very few students manage not to get caught in. So for example, we say who watches Mr. Beast's pranks, not who watch. Or we say what happens to Darth Vader's arm, not what happened. You have to be very careful when forming present simple subject questions. Remember about the S. Right, so let's briefly go over this part of the table once again. Unlike in object questions, no inversion, no auxiliary did, do or does. In present simple subject questions, the verb has to be in third person singular, while in past simple subject questions, the verb has to be in its past form. Okay, so that would be it. My channel's very first YouTube lesson has come to an end. The next one should hopefully be ready in 3 weeks' time. If you did like the video, do not hesitate to click you know where. And if you'd like to see more of me and learn and have fun together, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, suggestions, want to discuss something, or express your ideas, feel free to use the comment section. See you in the next video, and remember, English grammar is not a drama, so don't grammatize. Bye-bye.